Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, where we're led today by the amazing Commander General YAHANNA. This is the Israelite School. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Houston. Come on. Okay. It's the I.S.U.P.K. Houston Sabbath service, where we teach the scriptures and the prayers, not only in the Hebrew, but then we translate it back into the English, right? To give our people full understanding of what our ancestors did in service to the Most High and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. All right. So about to bring the first priest up. We're going to pick back up we left off at Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 52nd verse. So we're going to start there. After we get done with these prayers, just bear with me for 1 second. So you can follow along with us on the Bible Hub app, right? Bible Hub app. Go to Interlinear, and you can pick up with us in the Hebrew there. You understand? And then we translate back into English. See. 8:52. Boom. All right. Then we also got a feast day coming up, man. Not a feast day, but the Day of Atonement, man. You understand? And it's a glorious event. It's where we get to fast. You understand? For our people, man. You understand? We get to fast and afflict our souls for the Most High, in service of the Most High, and in service of our people, man. We fast for our people. You understand? Just one of our many customs that has been stolen time and time again throughout the earth. You understand? So we're going to get to these prayers real quick. We're going to get this first priest up with that, a madyam, and that means to stand. Yagaram ban Yahawda ban Yashala.
Yabashim Yashabrakata.
Yabashim Yashabrakata.
Layashala.
Layashala means to Israel. Prayers. Wapayahakwadam, which means to face the east. Sar, which means to turn.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Badash.
Badash.
Haya.
Haya.
Shumka.
Shumka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Mlapuska.
Mlapuska.
Daba'a.
Baba'a.
Ratazayaka.
Ratazayaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baal Ratazah.
Baal Ratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Haya.
Haya.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Natananilawa.
Natalanawa.
Nacham.
Acham.
Ka.
Ka.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakinawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kabawatnawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kabawatnawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Nabe'ainawa.
Nabaanawa.
Balasayawan.
Banasawan.
Abba.
Abo.
Hawashainawa.
Hawashaynawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
Awalamya.
Awalamya.
Aman.
Aman. In the English it reads, Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
that will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us of our
and
debts
forgive our debts,
as we forgive our
as
debtors,
we forgive our debtors,
and lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is a power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashim Yahushua,
Ahashim Yahushua,
Baba Kosha,
Baba Kusha,
Nathananewa,
Asalanawa,
Haka,
Hachat,
Haka,
Hachat,
Larapa'a,
Arapa'ah,
Kal Makala,
Kamakala,
Karmanawa,
Wakamarawa,
Haka,
Hakat,
Latahor,
Hatahar,
Hamatazarayim,
Amatazarayim,
Haka,
Hakat,
Zakoyim,
Lahakwayam,
Hamatil,
Amathayam,
Haka,
Hakat,
Arakawa,
Arakawat,
Hatuma'ala,
Amatala,
Lagar Shan,
Garshan,
Bahashim Yahushua,
Bahashim Yahushua,
Walaman,
the water Aman. In the English it reads, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushua,
please give us the power
please give us the power
to heal all manner of
the
sickness
power to heal all manner of sickness,
and all manner of
and
disease,
all manner of
the
disease,
power to cleanse the
the
leper,
power to cleanse the leper,
the power to raise the
the
dead,
power to raise the
the
dead,
power against unclean
the
spirits,
power against unclean
to
spirits,
cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayayan,
Ahahar,
Ahahayim,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'a,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'ay,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemaiah,
Shemayim,
Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regorka,
Regalka,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Shemarka,
Shemarka,
Hanala'a,
Hanala'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'a,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shemarka,
Shemarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazok,
Tazalka,
Yad,
Ayad,
Yamyuk,
Yamyanka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'a,
La'ah,
Lekaika,
Yakayaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balayara,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashmar,
Yashamarka,
Yashmarka,
Makarad,
Makarad,
Yashamar,
Yashmar,
Athapash,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashmar,
Tasa'at,
Taza'afka,
Bawaka,
Wabawa'aka,
Ma'aita,
Ma'aifa,
Aidawalo.
Wa'idawalam. In the English it reads, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills,
I will lift up my eyes to the hills,
from which cometh my help.
from which come my help.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help comes from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'ala
he that keepeth that Sha'ala
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming
from
in
this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Dalayamaka.
Al Dakarash.
Al Thakarash.
Al Dashakwat.
Al Thashakwat.
All. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Our Yabika.
Our Yabika.
Yahamyawan.
Yahamiyawan.
Wamashanayaka.
Wamashanayaka.
Rasha'awa.
Nasha'a.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Amyaka.
Amyaka.
Ya'amyawa.
Ya'amiyawa.
Sawat.
Sawad.
Wiyata Tazawat.
Wayata'ai Tazawa.
Al Tazabawayaka.
Al Tazapawayaka.
Amo.
Amaw.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Unakakidam.
Wanakakyadam.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'ai Tazawat.
Nawa'ai Tazawa.
La.
La.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Ayaka.
Oyaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakaratwa.
Yakaratwa.
Ahoya.
Ahoya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashamai alayam.
Wamashima'ai aliyaham.
Mawa Abba,
Mawa Abba,
Wahagoya,
Wahagoya,
Gabal,
Kabal,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Amalak,
Wa Amalak,
Halashah,
Halashah,
I'm your Shabbat,
I'm Yeshabia,
Tasawar,
Tazawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawat,
Nalawat,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawat,
Hayawat,
Zawad,
Zawad,
Abanyalawat,
Banyalawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan,
Kayasara'a,
Kayasara'a,
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan,
Banako,
Banakal,
Kwayasawan,
Bayashawan,
Nashamadmoa,
Nashamatwa,
Bayanda Ira,
Bayanda Ira,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
La'adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nadiyamawa,
Nayadamwa,
Kayara,
Ka'arab,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Ba,
Wakaza Bak,
Wakata Zalamana,
Wakal Taza number 9,
Call Nasya Kamwa,
Call Nasiya Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashawa,
Amo,
Amawa,
Nayarash,
Nayawashwa,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ata,
Ata,
Nawath,
La'awath,
Alahayam,
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 Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagagala,
Kagagala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanyaraka,
Lapanya Rakab,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Dabi Ira Ira,
Tabaya Ira,
Wakala Haba,
Wakahalaba,
Dalahat,
Talahat,
Hoyam,
Hayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradama,
Tawadapma,
Basa Irika,
Basa Irika,
Wabasa Wapaka,
Wabasa Wapatka,
Labaham,
Babahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Walawan,
Falawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shumka,
Shemka,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahawa,
Wayabahawa,
Aida Ai,
Ai,
Wayakapawa,
Wayakapawa,
Wayabad,
Wayabadwa,
Wayada Iwa,
Wayada Iwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shumka,
Shemka,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Laban,
Labadka,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Al Kaharatza.
Kahal Ratazak. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy silence,
O power.
O power,
Hold not thy peace,
hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O power.
O power,
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult,
for lo, thy enemies make turmoil,
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy
They
people,
have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden one.
and consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a
and let
nation,
us cut them off from being a nation,
that the name of Yashala
that the name of Yahshua
may be no more remembered.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
But they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against
the tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites of
and
Moab,
the Israelites of Moab,
and the Hagarine,
and the Hagrid,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also joined with them.
Assur was also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them as unto the Midianites,
do unto them as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jebel,
at the brook of Kaisan,
at the brook of Kaisar,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They become as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make the nobles like Orab,
Make the nobles like Orel,
and like Zeeb.
and like Sahel.
Yea,
Yea,
all the princes as Sabah,
all the priests at Sabah,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Salmona,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves the house of the power in possession.
let us take to ourselves the house of the power and possession.
Oh, my power,
All my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth a wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flame set the mouse on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy temper,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
make them afraid with thy storm,
Fill their faces with shame,
fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
Oh Yahweh,
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
let them be confounded in the trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high of all the earth.
Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabia, which means to sit. Give the Most High a hand. Real talk. You understand? Because we're going to serve the Lord with these prayers.
Right.
We're going to serve the Lord in everything that we do, brother. You understand? Read these prayers like the voice of many waters. I tell you that.
Right.
You understand? All right, we're going to get to in the Hebrew, Deuteronomy 28 and 52. We deep off in these curses, y'all. You understand? Get to these curses, brother. The identifying markers to who this Bible is pertaining to. You understand? It's very simple to see and understand. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a shame that your Christian pastor, let me know when you're ready. It's just a shame when your Christian pastor doesn't show you this. You understand? Because he probably, don't worry about that. You got to read. You understand? It's a shame how he profits off our people, man. You understand? You ready, sir?
Already. It's going down. Talking about.
All right. Got your better drill. Everything good.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
Sneezy a little bit.
Sneezy.
Son, Christ, we gonna get through it, man. Shalom, my Israel. Understand? Salakia. I'm a little bit tardy, but we still gonna get it in.
I'm about to do a little lighter.
Okay. It's like you said.
Seems like my Red Bull.
Go ahead, I need to start reading.
Go ahead.
Come on. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 52. Well-Tazar, Lakah, Bakal, Sha'ariyak, Aid, Radath, Hamath Yakah, Hagab, Hawath, Wahab, Tazarwath, Ashar, Atha, Batach, Bahan, Bakar, Aratazaka, Wahatazar, Lakah, Bakar, Sha'ariyak, Bakar, Aratazak, Ashar, Nathan, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Lak. Verse 28.
Verse 53.
Excuse me, I'm tripping. Verse 53.
Hold on. We not at
28:53.
We ain't 28 and 53. We 28 and
Highlight.
we was at 62.
It's highlighted.
I know. But
Yeah,
I
I
got
think we did read past that though.
yeah, I'm already on I ain't
Where we
left
at,
the
sir?
page. We at 60. Let's see it. Let's see.
62, we read 10.
I want you to start at I want you to start at 58.
Go,
Start at
come.
58. Yeah, because we was talking about the eating of the children and all of that. That's at 57.
That's crazy. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 58. I am La'ah, Dashamar, La'ai Atha Ka, Darbaria, Hatham Wara, Haza'ath, Hakath Wabium, Basapar, Hazah, Layara'ah, Atha Hasham, Hanakabad, Wahan Wara'ah, Hazah, Atha Yahweh Alahayaka. Verse 59, Wahapala, Wahapala, Yahweh Atha Makathka, Wa'ath, Makawath, Zara'ika, Makawath, Gadal Wath, Wana, Nawath, Wakha, like, Wakala, Wakalium, Ra'ayum, Wana'am,
That's right.
Nayum.
Yes, like you right. Keep going.
Okay.
Wana Amanya.
Let me go back.
No, the one you read right now.
Okay.
Wana Amanya.
Oh, okay. Wana Amanium. Okay, yeah, that's it. Go on. Verse 60. Washiyab, Baka, Atha, Call, Madawat. See me.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, blacked out. Madamwa, Matazarium, Ashar, Yagarath, Mapun, Yaham, with a bar, Korwa, Bak. Verse 61, Gam, Call, Halaya, Wakal, Maka, Ashar, La'a, Kathwab, excuse me. Kathwab. Yeah, Kathwab. Basapar, Hathwara, Hathawara, Hazaath, Wa'alam, excuse me. Yahweh, Alahayaka, Alayak, Aliyaka, Aid, Hashamdak, Hashamadak. Verse 62. Wanasha Ara Thumb. Wanasha Ara Thumb. Bamathia. Ma'ait. The Chath. Ashar. Hayayathum. Kakwa Kabaya. Or Kabia, excuse me. Hashamyum. Larab. Kaya. La'a. Shama'aith. Bakowal. Yahweh. Alahayaka. I get some tissue. Oh, shut up. Sorry, crack.
You need some water?
I got some. It's lucky.
Bring no plagues up in here, huh? Just allergies, huh? Slip up under the fan, boys. Just like our brothers and sisters.
Right. Nick
Make
Young.
sure we stick to the script.
Right on.
Real tough.
Just like a brother.
Need a polar bear cold in there.
Right, straight up.
68. You know what I'm saying? Wonder why the light bill $1,000.
Right.
Keep it on 68 in the house. Fan on. All day long.
Thanks.
Be freezing appliances at the house. Go ahead, keep going.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 63. Wahaya, Ka'ashar, Shasha, Shash, give me. Yahweh Alayakam, Lahatawab, Athkam, Walaharabath, excuse me, hold on. Walaharabathwath.
It's Wala Harabawath.
Harabawath, water side. Athkam, Khan, Yashya, Yahweh, Alahaya, Yashayash, Yahweh, Aliyakam, Laha Ab Yad,
Laha Abayad.
Laha
Abayad.
Laha Yad
Laha Abayad.
Laha Bayad Athkum Walahash Mayad Athkum. Let me be right. Wanasachtum Ma'il Wahad Ma Ashar Ata Ba'a Shama Larashta Larashata. Verse 68. Wahapayat Tazak Tazak Wahab Ya Tazak
Waha
Tazaka.
Payatazaka. Waha Payataza.
Wahab Payatazaka Yahweh Bakar
Wait a minute.
Ha'am Yom Makwataza Ha'rataza Wa'aid Kwataza Ha'arataza
Don't address it.
Wa'aid Bakat.
Arana address it.
I bet you go back there.
Talking about you talking about yeah.
Let me call him.
Nah, just text him. Keep reading.
Come concert. Oh, so what I left out. Ha'rataza Wa'ibada Shum Alahayim Achar Yum Ashar La'a Yada Aith Ata Wa'abath Yaka Aitaza Wa'aban. Verse 65. Wabag Wayum Haham La'a the rag Ya'ai Wala'a Ya Manarach Lakab Regal Ka Wanathan Yahweh Laka Sham Lab Ragaz Recall Yawan Recall one.
We'll call you one.
Yeah, I said this. Recall Yawan Ayan Yum Wada Bar one Napash Wada Abawan Napash, verse 66. Wahayawam Chayayak Chayayaka Chayayaka Thala Ayam Lak Lakas like Laka Managad Wapach Dath Wabachadath Layala Waya one what's it mean? I got it. Waya one Waya wamam Wala Mayan Bachayaka. Verse 67. Babakor Ta'amar Maya Yatan Irab Ba'irab Wa Ba'irab Da'amar Mawa Maya, excuse me. Yatan Bakor Mapachad Lababka Ashar the Pachad the Pachad Wamam Ra'ah Wamama Ra'ah Awanayaka,
I
Ayanayaka, Ashar, Dara'ah.
go ahead read
This one,
English.
Kamukar.
You went to the new chapter, right?
He got one more verse.
What was that? That was 28.
68. You got to read 68.
Oh shoot, my bad.
The coldest one.
Yeah,
No.
Right
I thought that was 68. I read. I'm tripping. I didn't look at the number. We looking at Hebrew.
be like that sometimes.
So lock yeah. You know you can't leave out 68.
Thanks.
So lock yeah.
Verse 68. Wahashabat Baka Yahweh Matazarayim Ba'anaya Wath Badarak Ashar Amar Thayab La Laka La'a Dasayap Iwad La Ra'atha Wahathum Kara Thumb Karathum Makarath
Wahata Makarathum. Wahata Makarathum.
Wahathum
Wahata
Makarathum
Makarathum.
Shum Layab Yaka La'ayab Ibadium, excuse me. La'ibadium. Walash Shapathia. Hold on. Shapath. Ya what?
Shapakawa. Wala Shapakawa.
Wala Shapachwath. Wa'ayan Kona. Alright, watch that at 60.
58.
58
10
verses.
So before we get started, as y'all all know, we've been doing on Deuteronomy 28 for the last 2-3 weeks. Right now we closing the chapter out, which y'all have seen in the chapter is we have talked about what the Lord requires of us, we will be rewarded if we do what the Lord requires of us, and what will happen to us if we don't do what the Lord requires of us. And that's what we are. That's what we stand. Let me go get that, brother. Yeah, go get that, brother. And what the Lord does require of us, or what will happen to us if we don't do what the Lord does require of us. You understand? There's that we've gone over a numerous amount of things. You understand me? From, you know what I'm saying, from slavery to, you know what I'm saying, like all kind of manner of wickedness, to unaliving your children. You understand me? To the tender or effeminate brother, unaliving, you understand me, other brothers within the nation and sisters. You understand me? We've gone through all different types of things that, for one, it is something that as a Black, Hispanic, and Native American communities, we've all experienced while we've been here in America. So what you have to understand is that the reason, the importance of Deuteronomy 28 is this is our identifying marker based on the prophetic nature of the Bible. You understand me? The prophetic nature of the Bible has laid out identifiers that will allow us to understand who the Israelites are as a people throughout time. And that's what we use Deuteronomy 28 and 15 through 68 to understand who we are. Why? Because as a people, as a nation, we aren't following what the Most High God tells us to do. We can see that when we turn on the news today.
Right.
You understand me? You turn on the news, you got you got the breaking news, brothers and sisters being unalived all around your city and town, all across America. You understand me? That's always the headline: a brother or a sister being unalived.
Good night.
You understand me? You understand me? A brother and a sister going through the things that Deuteronomy 28 says that you will go through if you don't follow what the Most High God says.
Right.
This what shows us who we are. Now, mind you, it's a crazy way of figuring out who we are as a people,
Right.
knowing that we haven't known who we are for 400 years since we've been here in America. They haven't taught us who we were. You understand me? Blacks, Hispanics, they haven't taught you who you were since you've been in servitude under the Spanish, the Spanish colonies. Excuse me, the Spain rather, under Spain's control, under Spain's fist, iron fist.
Acquisition.
You understand me? You have not been understanding of who you were as a people. Native Americans, since America has come here, you understand me? You have not had a chance to understand who you were as a people and why you uphold the culture that you uphold under these different names that you uphold them on. You like you would have had a chance to understand who you were if we were doing what the Most High God told us to do.
Right.
But since we're doing, you know what I'm saying, a little bit here and a little bit there, and you know what I'm saying, I don't think I want to do this, and I'll admit this, and you know what I'm saying, the Old Testament is done away with, and you know what I'm saying, like I like this part, but I don't like that part. Cherry picking what you like and what you don't like based off of what you think will make you happy. You understand me? This is the problem we have in society today.
Right.
Brothers and sisters want to chase happiness and pleasure, as if life is all about happiness and pleasure.
Right.
Life is about thriving, surviving, and then thriving as a people, being great. You understand me? And the cold part about it is you're going about finding your happiness the wrong way. You understand me? If we decided that today we were going to do what the Most High God told us to do, everybody was going to drop everything they're doing and do what the Most High God told us to do, then your happiness would be there for sure.
That's right.
Because you have an abundance of happiness. Why? Because we will put ourselves above all nations, and all these other nations will be beneath our feet. And now all these things like going to the Poconos and Mykonos and what are these other islands that they like to go to, you know what I'm saying, to escape poverty, Cancun, and you know, all these different places where you like to go, we would be in control of all of them.
That's right.
We would be in absolute rulership.
Right.
If we were to follow what the Most High God says. Why? Because they would be following everything that we're doing, and we would be the most wise and productive and creative and indestructible people on the earth.
Right.
Yet here we are reading the Bible, trying to figure out who we are based off of the pain that we're going through.
Good night.
It's heavy, but it's necessary.
Right.
In order for us to find out who we are and to get where we need to go, we need to find out who we are and what we've gone through and line it all up. And that's what we're doing right here today. Go ahead and read.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God.
Run it back one more time.
Jeez.
We're gonna break that part right there. We gotta break that down just a little bit so that y'all can really let it sink in. We gotta let these words, like you gotta like General Muhammad likes to say, you gotta taste every word.
Right.
Come on, let's get it.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book.
Look at here, like all the laws that are written in this book. Now, this is something that the Christian church likes to allow a person to believe that is impossible. Yet and still, we go to the Christian church and they say it every church service. I can do, like, okay, I went to Windsor Village in Houston, Texas. Windsor Village in Houston, Texas. That's one of the that's like a mega church in Houston, Texas. You understand me? With Kirby John, the Chinese bond seller.
Man, he's locked behind bars.
You understand me? He locked behind bars right now for selling Chinese bonds to your grandmothers. You understand me? Chinese bonds. Gotta use the quote. Gotta use the quotes, air quotes. You understand me? Because there were no Chinese bonds. he was selling air to your grandmother for thousands of dollars
under faith-based money.
Faith-based money. Good night.
With George Bush's faith-based money.
You understand me? And this, not to segue, but that's the problem with the Christian church. They use their prestige and their influence and their
seat with our oppressors.
What's the word I'm looking for? Their not only influence, but their reputation.
Right.
They use your reputation in order to sell you out to different communities. Just like Windsor Village did with George Bush when old Kerbo, you understand me? Old Kerbo John, you understand me? That brother became the preacher for George W. Bush. You understand me? Then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, Republican values have been being, you know what I'm saying, pushed into the church, and you understand me, and now fake Chinese bonds are being sold to your great aunt, you understand me, who only gets a Social Security check. You understand me? Has worked all her whole life, and or she gets a Social Security in her retirement, and now she's putting her retirement in the tithes and a Social Security in the Chinese bonds, so she has really no money to eat. You understand me?
Good night.
Like, those churches are killing us. But that being said, you understand me? They're teaching us that these things are impossible to do. But if we read the Bible, we will understand that Christ, who is our King, who is our big brother, our number one big brother, you understand me? Not only is our big brother by blood, but he's our big brother by spirit. This brother came down and showed us the way, just like a big brother should do. You understand me? Came down and said, look, brother, this is how you do it. You understand me? Like, any of us who have big brothers understand the importance of a big brother teaching you how to not make mistakes in the earth. You understand me? Any of us who don't have big brothers understand, after making so many mistakes, how good a big brother would be if we had one. You understand me? And our big brother came down and showed us that we could do these things. What you got?
If I could, can I get the scriptures too?
Go ahead.
Read that for me. And this has been the proverbial, perpetual downfall of our people since every time we fail. Read that.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went out of Israel wicked men.
This has always been the downfall of our people. Other black and Hispanic men with influence that were what?
Wicked men.
They were wicked men amongst us, brother. That didn't like how righteous the man that was in rulership was ruling our people. You see what I'm saying? How perfect, how austere that brother was. So they sought another way. This is the problem Moses had in the wilderness. You understand? This is why the UPK broke up the first time and then the second time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Read from the top.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Envious niggas, brother. Coveting what they brothers had. You got more ribs than me. You know what I'm saying? Much polygyny.
Right.
What was it?
Wicked men.
Keep reading.
Who persuaded many, saying.
Persuaded many, bro. You understand? Who had a problem with one brother, right? But went to a brother that outranked him and persuaded that brother. Keep going.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are around.
You understand? So this is the problem that we have now, right? The reason why the IUIC is big and on paper, right? And then on their little video, they show marching around these purple pigs, brother. You understand what I'm saying? They gather other nations, brother.
Right.
And they persuaded natives proud. You know what I'm saying? That wicked bastard is proud of having a school in South Africa.
Right.
And in Ghana, brother.
Right.
Because he's a what?
Wicked men.
Wicked, bro.
Right.
It's disgusting. Why would you fly thousands of miles away, brother, when Detroit and when Detroit needs priests, brother? Needs good brothers, man. You see what I'm saying? Why would you fly thousands of miles to a people that have a culture, that have a language, that have a history, you know what I'm saying, that worship the gods of their forefathers? You see what I'm saying? To leave every ghetto in America, bro. And persuade many to do it.
Right.
Brother, this is why judgment is going to come to the house of Israel first.
Right.
Because of what?
Wicked men.
It's like you said.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name.
Read the where you at?
So I will.
Read where you at again. Deuteronomy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 58.
Mm-hmm. Read it one more time from the top.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God,
which is what in the Hebrew?
Yahweh.
Good night.
So y'all gotta understand. Go ahead, get in the hand. What y'all gotta understand is a fear of God is a healthy thing.
That's right.
You understand me?
It's glorious.
Like it's definitely glorious. You understand me? Like the best way to help a brother and a sister understand this is the fear that your children have for you.
Right.
A lot of brothers and sisters would understand this based off of their based off of the fact that a lot of us are already parents.
Right.
So we can understand what a healthy fear is. What is a healthy fear? That healthy fear is your child saying, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because I don't want to deal with what my parents gonna do to me.
Right.
Or even for some of you gentle parenting brothers and sisters, I don't want to disappoint my parents.
Real talk.
Some of y'all are gentle parents. I, on the other hand, am not.
All right.
You understand me? Me and my house, we do not gentle parent. You understand me? I apply how the scripture go? I don't spare the rod.
Right,
you understand me? I don't spoil my child.
Right.
I do not spare the rod. You understand me? We get down. We get down when it's time to get down because the Lord gets down and He loves it. The Lord loves us and He gets down on us. So I love my children. I get down on my children. But the point I'm trying to make is that healthy fear keeps you in a structured.
Mm-hmm.
And that structure is needed in life. You understand me? In the community right now, we like to complain about the children. Complain about, hey, man, these kids don't got no fathers in their life, man. They such and such, blah, blah, blah. Man, these kids be raised by single mothers and such, blah, blah, blah. Man, these kids is being raised by the internet, such and such, blah, blah, blah. No, the problem is they don't have any structure.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's the absolute root of it. You understand me? Now, how that root came to be could be because the father's not in the house. Could be because it's a single mother. Could be because of poverty. Could be because of all these things. But the root of it, the real issue that's occurring that we're looking at is that lack of structure. And that lack of structure is allowing that child to roam free into wickedness. You understand me? And roaming free into wickedness allows us to be in Deuteronomy 15 through 68. You You understand? What you got?
Salak, if I'm gonna keep it short, man. It's very heavy what he bringing out because structure, obeying your parents and abiding by what they say is going to protect you from not only their wrath, but but protecting you from finding out what they were trying to protect you from in the first place.
Right.
So that way you don't have to learn the hard way. You understand? Right now in America, we are learning things the hard way, and that's why we are in this situation that we are in right now. You understand? This is why we have to have our oppressor's foot on our necks. You know what I'm saying? This is why we have to watch our children get unalive in these streets by these cops. You understand? This is why we had to our ancestors had to suffer by 500 years of slavery. You understand? Because of what we did not abide by. This is what happens when you don't obey your parent. You understand? And the Father, in the Most High God is our Father.
Good night. Couldn't put it better myself, man. Obeying your parent it saves your life. You understand me? Like, man, look, the brother brought it out so heavy. How old is your children?
My son's about to be 5.
5. All of us got kids, man. My brother Sharnapah, she got almost grown kids. You understand me? And he understands, just like all of us parents understand, that some of these things we see that our children don't see because they haven't lived the years, or they don't have the amount of the mass of wisdom that we have obtained. The Most High God has the infinite amount of amassing of wisdom. You understand me? What is wisdom? Like the saying goes, being wise is to learn, or being smart is to learn from your own mistake, and being wise is to learn from the mistakes of others. You should be able to learn from the mistakes of others, which is why we got the scriptures in front of us.
That's right.
It's the whole purpose. It's the whole purpose we go over Deuteronomy 28 now. Not only to identify ourselves, but to show us what would happen to us if we fall through these mistakes. We mistakenly not follow what the Most High God tells us to do.
That's right.
And the Most High God telling us simple stuff like, hey man, don't eat that pig. Like, it's no different than you telling your son or your daughter, hey, don't go in that kitchen while your mama cooking, or don't go in that kitchen while I'm cooking. You tell them don't go in the kitchen while you cooking. You want them to obey. Don't go in the kitchen while you cooking. You don't have to explain why. But if you want to go deep into it, the reason why is because if you touch that oven, you're gonna burn your hand, and you ain't gonna have a hand.
Absolutely.
If you go around those sharp objects and one of them fall off the counter because you're trying to reach on the top of the counter to grab a bag of chips, you might cut yourself and you might kill yourself. You might unalive yourself. You understand? That's a parenting mind. And your mind is, hey, I just want my children to be obedient. Just listen to what I say, man. Hey, all the explanation ain't necessary at this point. Just listen to what I say off the rip. We can talk about why I did it after the fact. You understand me? When you get a little bit, when your mind is ready, when you matured your mind enough to understand, you know what I'm saying, or be ready for the lesson of why.
Right.
You understand me? Right now, you ain't even ready for the lesson of why yet. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't go out in them streets. Come in when the street lights come on.
Right.
That's what our parents should tell us. Why they tell us that? They ain't tell us why. They ain't break down why. Be your behind in the house before the street lights come on.
That's right.
But we as parents now understand why now.
The freaks come out at night.
The freaks, the geeks,
right,
the streets. You understand me? Everything out at night. And you might get unalived.
Right.
And your parents love you so much that they want to see you the next morning. They want to wake up and see you the next morning. When they wake up and get their fresh cup of coffee and put them eggs on the skillet, they want to see your crusty face. They love you.
Right.
What you got?
And if I could, so simple, it's the most simple way to understand the Bible. Right?
Right.
And understand why the Most High gave us commandments and why he just wanted us just to obey.
Right.
It's the same reason why, the not understanding. Then when you understand just to obey the Lord, then you understand the importance of what sin Eve brought into the earth.
Right.
Because before we were just Adam just had the knowledge of the Most High and he just obeyed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What Eve brought it to the earth is now you have to learn the hard way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now you learn from getting harmed. Now you learn from experiencing evil. You understand? So in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, what we're trying to teach our people again is just understanding that you can learn from just experiencing good.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now that's our oppressors' way of them having a good life. You understand? The whole silver spoon, and then they want to go experience evil. Because you know why? Because niggas make evil look so good.
It's crazy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But what the earth is going to realize is that the good is actually for us. And when we show the earth how good it is just to do good, then they will serve us. They will build our streets with gold on them. Brother, we'll have pearls the size of cars for walls, for doors. You understand what I'm saying? They will build us something beautiful as long as we go back to understanding and being obedient unto the Lord just because of the good. Salaki, sir.
Like, real quick, like I said before, you know what I'm saying? Like, being smart is pretty much after eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we have to learn to be smart.
Right.
You understand me? Just what the brother's saying. You understand me? The Eve had us eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And now we have to learn how to be smart based off of the pain that we go through. You understand me? The pain that we go through, not only in things that we see or that we see ourselves, that we experience ourselves, but the things that, you understand me, happen to us that destroy us as a people. Now, the Bible and I.S.U.P.K and the Commander YAHANNA, what we're trying to teach is wisdom. Like I said before, wisdom is learning from the mistakes of others. Wisdom is looking at our forefathers in the scriptures and seeing, hey, these all the things that they messed up in. Like, as soon we're gonna get into Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First and Second Kings, First and Second Chronicles, First and Second Samuel. We're gonna learn about a lot of mistaking. We're gonna get right into it.
Right.
We're gonna get this. This gonna be like right now. We talking about the rules. Soon we're gonna get into the wisdom.
Right.
The real wisdom.
Right.
You understand me? Before we got into prophecy, we're gonna get into the wisdom. We're gonna show y'all what's gonna happen to you if we're gonna show you it in the scriptures and in play what is happening to these people as they are disobeying the Most High God. And then maybe you'll be able to say, okay, well, damn, that sounds like us.
Right.
Since if you don't understand Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, maybe then you'll understand. But we're gonna get into it real quick, man. Let's get back to the scripture.
Verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and long continuance.
So it says, the Most High will make thy plagues wonderful, meaning the plagues is going to make you a spectacle on the earth.
Good night.
You're gonna be something on, like, people are gonna see this happening to you on earth, and they're gonna be like, God dang, look at these people.
Negroes.
Look at these
African American.
Look at these people on the border,
Mexican.
trying to get into the border of America. Look at these people.
Illegal immigrants.
Look at these people in these ghettos and these barrios. Look at these people
Trying to get rights.
trying to.
How dare they?
Look at these people. Look at them. World breaking news. Look at these people.
Still in our job.
Still, Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, break. Everywhere you look, breaking news. Look at these people.
Problem on the board.
Look at these people. Your plagues is wonderful, like on the earth. Like they ain't got nothing else to talk about. Meanwhile, the earth is dying.
Right.
The earth is dying right now as we speak, man. You can't even find good food in certain places. In the so-called most advanced country in the world, you can't find food some places.
Right.
But what they saying, look at these people. That's what they talk about.
And if I could say so quick, real quick, look at these people when there's still more East Indians and Asians that outnumber illegal immigrants and outnumber even the people still trying to come in from the border of land that belongs to them.
Come on now.
Salakas.
Come on now. The plague is gonna be wonderful. And I ain't talking about wonderful like it's gonna make you happy. I'm talking about wonderful like it's gonna make you like wonder, like, oh, it's gonna put you in awe, like, ah. Oh.
Good night. Good point, sir.
Whoa.
Good night. We pissed this power off.
I mean,
real talk.
Like that's no. Let's kick back to the first metaphor.
Right,
parents. If you don't follow what I say, your punishment gonna be, man. Like that's instilling the fear into your children so that they understand. Hey, I need to do it. Like, and you got to put it like parents. Y'all know, you got to put it in a way where your kid understand. You got to talk to them. And be like, oh man, hey, I told my son, hey, just yesterday, the sisters was over there creating camp meals. The water, give a hand to the sisters real quick for creating camp meals for the brothers to eat tomorrow. They was doing the camp meals, and I got all manner of Negro children in my house destroying my house. You understand me? I say, hey, the next person do something, I'm gonna put fire on your chest. Like they don't even look. In their mind, they probably think that I'm gonna put a torch on their chest. They look. They don't even look. They understand that they don't want fire on their chest. That's what they understand. Even little Sam, I don't even like his voice.
Real talk.
That's when you see them capital letters up in here. You see Yahweh up in there, like
right.
Your father's voice. Thus saith the Lord. I don't even want to hear his voice.
Real talk. Real talk.
Like,
Real talk.
Everybody gets to scattering, sitting on the couch.
too.
Yeah, they light skinned. You know, us light skins gotta stick
Gotta
together.
stick together, man. It's
Got to
tough out
stick
here in these
together, man.
streets,
Man, they all against us.
man.
They all against us. We trying to right now. We got a little bit of technical difficulty. We just had a power surge, so we trying to get our internet going back.
She said she was gonna come too, sir.
And hey, that's look out, man. I can't wait, man. Let me wait till I ought to take a picture with you real quick. I'm gonna show all my kinfolk. Hey, look who they showed up, man, at the school.
We only got one.
We gotta get more than one. We only got one for right now. Go find another one. Go find one. We got Are we back on?
Let's see if we're back up.
Let's make sure. We can get these sisters some head covers before we get back into the scriptures. Oh yeah, we good. I'm live.
I still can't hear.
Ron, you got another head cover back there somewhere? Baba Kashaw? Check the audio. I don't hear it. Well, I got my volume down. Oh yeah. The audio's good.
Ron, you got another head cover back there somewhere?
All right, give us 1 second. Akim and Akwati, and we trying to get the we got some sisters in here. We want their hit. Oh, look at that, mother and daughter. Y'all done shared the hair
Come
cover.
on,
Man.
now.
That's diligence right there.
Real tough.
That be, y'all can't find something, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Didn't we have a bag full of head covers?
Yep, sisters, they right.
They washed them and never brought them back. Well, look, they gonna share them for right now, but let's keep going. All right. Where we left off? Salaki, y'all remember?
What was that, 59?
Keep going.
Oh, so like it was actually verse 60. Verse 60.
No. We wasn't. Go back to 59. We're gonna reread 59. I remember we was talking about how wonderful these plays are. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 59.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful.
As we were saying before we got cut off, you know what I'm saying, from the surge, that the plagues of our people will be wonderful. They're gonna be something of spectacle, so that when we are seen throughout the earth, people will look at us and be like, good night. What's going on through these people is crazy. That's what's happening to us as a people at this moment right now. You understand? Like we dealing with it's no different than, okay, I'm gonna go back to parenting. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we talk about Deuteronomy 28. This parenting concept is going to be significant in you understanding why the Most High God is saying to do these certain things. So think about it like this. Your child does bad in school. I'm glad I got Miss Webber in here. She can, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll remind me of back in the hallways of Worthing, right? You doing bad in school. What do your parents say? I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna give you such a bad whooping in front of all your people that everybody gonna be looking at you.
Right.
You understand me? That's the wonder. Like the wonder is what your friends gonna be doing when you getting your butt whooped in front of everybody because you've done bad you've done against what your parents said.
Right.
That's the wonder. That's the plagues being wonderful. You understand me? So just translate that predicament or translate that scenario to what this just says right here. Keep going, run it back one more time.
Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed,
and the plagues of thy children. Keep going.
Even great plagues.
So the plagues of your children gonna be greater than the plagues that you're going through.
Right.
You understand me? Just like, you know, we got parents that went through, you know what I'm saying, the era of the crack era, so to speak. You understand me? They went through that whole entire era, and we did not follow the Most High God's laws. Now we dealing with an opioid era, which is even worse. Oh no! And then the opioid then translated to the fentanyl era.
Good night.
So now people are dying. You don't even know what you're touching. It just had not too long. What was that? Last week, a fentanyl. A fentanyl. They was selling fentanyl out the house in the nursery in New York. You understand me? And they had a trap door with fentanyl and all kind of supplies in it. the fentanyl was on some. It was in a nursery, right? The fentanyl got on some of the stuff that the kids touched. 3 kids got harmed, and one of them died.
Yep.
Like the plague ain't even going hard on the people that's actually taking the fentanyl. It didn't hit the kids that don't even deal with fentanyl. They dying
Right.
because of your mistakes.
That's right.
This is why we got to make sure that we doing what the Most High God says. This is why in the Christian church, when they tell us that we can do all things through Christ who strengthened us, we don't forget about these things too.
That's right.
Because Christ strengthened us to do all of these things. That's why Christ came and did it perfect so that we can get that understanding, so we can get that example. You understand? Keep going.
And of long continuance.
Which means that it's going to keep going for a long time, people.
And sore sickness. And of long continuance.
And sore sickness and of long continuance, meaning you're going to be pained by it. You're going to be, it's going to pain you to the core. Everybody, a people. And if y'all got any questions, y'all can ask questions too. All right. Keep moving.
Verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt.
So all the diseases of Egypt. Now let's translate back to that time when it was given. You know, this meant something to those people that were leaving Egypt.
That's right.
This meant something. Like all the diseases and the plagues that happened to Egypt, where you left, where you saw in your own eyes these plagues happen to these people, those things is going to happen to you.
Good night.
You understand me? So that's no different than you telling your child, hey, you see what happened to those people. You see what happened to that one person that tried to go against me. Like, I don't know, like some of your kids may not know your reputation, you understand me, in the community, or your reputation where you stand in the earth until you show them your reputation on the earth. Now, when you show them, you understand me, like imagine you being accosted by a person of a different, you understand me, skin color that comes to you and says to you, hey, you N-word,
right?
Get off my property. And the way you react to that, and they see the strength in you, they see the power in you. Now, when you tell them, hey, go clean your room, now it hit a little different now. Like, hold up, man, because I seen how daddy be acting with these other people. Like,
right.
My daddy kind of crazy. You know, my daddy crazy. You can be at the schoolhouse telling my daddy crazy. You don't want him to come up here. He gonna act a fool. That being said, then now you know that, hey, I don't want to be acting crazy because my daddy gonna act a fool on me.
Right.
Go ahead.
And if I could, what's so heavy about the way Officer Shapat is bringing out and breaking down the scripture is, and it's a way that you might not have ever heard before, because in the I.S.U.P.K, we break down the scriptures as if they are a history book.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And as if this scripture, these scriptures are only referring and speaking to one people.
Right.
Right? Which they completely and totally are. It's not speaking to everybody in the earth, because not everybody's family or their history have gone through this.
Right.
Has prophets that have spoken mouth to mouth with the Most High.
Right.
So this is why, you know, it's so different, and it's almost like a breath of fresh air, because you can now finally understand what the Bible is saying. I know people they say they read the Bible, right? They say they read the Bible. They say they read the Bible from cover to cover, but not understanding that you have to be taught what you know what I'm saying, to understand what you're reading, properly be taught, and B, you know, you need not only a biblical, you need a historian too.
Right.
Right. So this is what we teach here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We give you the historical and proper contextual understanding of the way this Bible was written and who it was written to. So go ahead, sir.
Yeah, if I can further push your point, like we don't believe the Bible is a fable book. We don't believe that this book is like a, you know, just a basic instruction before leaving Earth, and you know, this is the rule book that we keep on the side of the corner, you know, just in case we got to run back to the rule book. Like, oh no, this is actual history. This is what our people have gone through. This, we believe that we are the Israelites of the Bible, and these are our ancestors that went through these things.
Right.
So when we teach what, like right now, we're going into Deuteronomy 28, which is our identifiers, which shows us who we are as a people, which, I explained that earlier, but, the sisters came and I'm going to explain it again. Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, these are the things that are going to happen to us if we do not follow what the Most High God tells us to do. So now we're looking at all these prophecies come about, and we're looking at like, hold up, wait a minute. These things, although they're written in the, the old English and biblical tongue, they kind of sound like something familiar to me. Like, it's kind of sound like something that I know a person that gone through this. Like, I know my people going through this.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I walk outside right now, I can see my people going through this thing. So now this is not just a book of fable. You understand me? Like people like to say, this is not just a book that of religion. Now now it's like, hold on, wait a minute. This book hitting different.
That's right.
Like this is actually a book that's of some things that we've actually gone through.
That's right.
You understand me? And now that we're looking at these identifiers that are showing, if you do not follow what the Most High God says, these things will happen to you. This means that if you see a people on earth that's not following what the Most High God says, and these things that happen to them, then these are the people that the Most High God's been talking to in the Bible.
That's right.
So now, okay, wait a minute. We got nobody on earth really doing what the Bible says to do, except maybe the Arabs that's trying to halfway do with the Islam crap, whatever. You understand? Like, none of these people are going through these things,
right?
Except for certain people. Certain people are going through hell on earth right now. You can open up your Google, you can open up your news apps, you can turn on the TV, and you can see a certain people being targeted, being a wonder on the TV, you know what I'm saying? Being a wonder on the internet.
That's right.
On your computer screens. You understand me? These certain people are being almost persecuted by the masses based on certain different things. Now, and then we talk about TV and the internet. If you really know your hood, if you really know the people around you in your neighborhood, then all you got to do is walk outside the street and see, oh, god dang, Habibi running a gas station.
Right.
Everybody in the vicinity is taking a hard-on change and taking it to Habibi. Right. Okay, we got right over here down the street a Korean neighborhood where they're building, they're putting money behind all these buildings. So really, the money from the neighborhood, from the people who are actually paying the rent, who are actually paying for all of the resources around here, aren't really getting that stuff into their neighborhoods. Right. So we're not even benefiting from the money in the commerce that is coming through our hood.
That's right.
You understand me? Now we starting to look like, hold on, wait a minute. These people are actually like we going through something. You understand me? Like something that I can't even explain. Like it's almost divine. Right. Well, it is divine. It's the instructions are right here. They're telling us that these things are gonna happen to us. You know what I'm saying? What you got?
I don't want microphone.
Go ahead. Yeah, get the microphone, Baba Shah.
You gotta come turn it on.
Double time. Well, I want the brother to lose his point, man. So he's about to bring out something. Go ahead,
bro.
I don't want to like cut y'all off or like stop with y'all.
Nah,
but I just want to like, it's people who think, oh, I'm free. And what about these peoples who don't? Okay. That's look like they look like they prospering, and you know what I'm saying? And they be seeing these people and they don't believe that us as a whole is going through these things because of these people, the Jay-Z's, the
James, Oprah.
Right. Or just people who got good jobs,
you know
people who got a scholarship or something like that. They think that they live in the American dream, and like, what would you say to them, either one?
It's very simple. It's very simple in my eyes. The thing that I'm gonna say to them is, we got Jay-Z, we got Oprah, we got Tyler Perry, and we don't have a Negro town in no city in America.
Good night.
We don't have a Negro town, but we got Koreatown, we got Jewtown, we got Chinatown, we got You know, they changing the street signs.
Right.
They putting different languages on the street signs. Like, when am I gonna see Ebonics on the street sign? I want to see around the way drive. I want to see round the way drive on the street sign in the hood. And I got oxtails over here. I got Jamaican patties over there. I got fried chicken over here. And I'm not talking about Chinese fried chicken. I'm talking about grandma fried chicken.
Hey.
You understand? I mean, the good kind, not the kind that they try to hit us over the head for. You know, like that's what that, like. If them being strong and prosperous on earth meant anything, then we see those things. You know what we would see? We see Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood. You know what I'm saying? We see Black Wall Street, but you know what happened with Black Wall Street, right? Yeah, I remember what happened with that, right? We see Rosewood, but you remember what happened with that, right? We see Seneca Village, New York, but you know what I'm saying? Now they feeding birds on the old site of a thriving Black community. They feeding birds in Central Park, New York,
and fishing over
and fishing and just like in Third Ward, they jogging
right
with their leotards on. You know what I'm saying? In our stomping grounds, well, we want to like, where's the Beyonce? Where Beyonce at? You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking pictures over there in front of Sunnyside Terrace, Third Ward sign, why you ain't over here trying to build up Third Ward so we can have something for ourselves? I'm just saying. This is what we the prosperous people not bringing prosperity to the community. They bringing prosperity to themselves.
right
And that's why, as a community, we're failing. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, the scriptures say, "Oh nation not desired," you know what I'm saying? We come together, "Oh nation not desired." We're supposed to be coming together, from the rich to the poor, all of us. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be putting our minds together. And like, imagine, you know what I'm saying, us doing what the Most High God says do, and then we experience Deuteronomy 28, 1-14. Like, why not there? You blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed here, blessed there. You know what I'm saying? Blessed when you throw a football, blessed when you pull out your stethoscope, blessed when, like, you know what I'm saying? All kind of blessings that's happening in these few verses, pretty much telling you, no matter where you spit your spit at, you're gonna be blessed over there. You understand me? From as far as the eye can see into as far as your sneeze can sneeze.
right
You understand me? You're gonna be blessed.
right
Yet we don't follow what the Most High God says, and now we get dealing with the curses, which ironically happen to be the things that we identify ourselves with in the Bible. You understand me? Like, imagine us, you know what I'm saying, having to identify ourselves by bad things instead of the good things. You know, but this is why in the I.S.U.P.K. we out here trying to teach our people to do the good things so that we can start showing, hey, this is what we need to, like. Imagine all of us do what the Most High God tells us to do, and then all of us are Jay-Z. All of us are Oprah. You know what I'm saying? All those things that the Christian church tell us, man, you gonna prosper, brother. You go, man, come on, say neighbor. Did that blase. You know what I'm saying? Imagine us just doing what the Most High God says do, and then all of us as neighbors are actually living the things that the Most High God said will happen to us. That's faith.
right
You understand me? That's the faith of the Old Testament that we haven't been taught in the Christian church or in abroad. You understand what you got?
right imagine a society where there's no world hunger. Everybody's eating. There's no worldwide epidemics.
Right.
There's no worldwide diseases, right? There's no animals going extinct. You understand? Because the right people that are supposed to be in rulership over the earth are ruling over the earth with compassion, with care, with empathy, with understanding. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and there's always a hierarchy, right, in the earth. There's always one group of people who are at the top, people in the middle, and then people that are at the bottom as in the most servitude condition. All we're trying to teach according to the scripture is that we're the people at the bottom, but the Lord gave us the inheritance for us to be at the top. And just as the the things that the Bible said, the Lord said, and this shall surely come to pass. Right? Everything that the Most High said should come to pass with us, either being obedient or disobedient, and us experiencing the good and bad consequences,
Right.
for obeying and disobeying. Right?
Right.
And right now we're experiencing the bad consequences for disobeying the Lord.
Right.
You understand? But there is hope.
Right.
Right? Because a lot of we see even the good brothers and sisters of us that are perishing.
Right.
Right? So there's going to come a time where there's going to be a regime change.
Right.
There's going to be a switch.
Right.
Right? And then in that society, there won't be crime. Right? We won't have to lock our doors. We won't have to build up cages and fences. You understand? There will be righteous order in the earth.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
If I could read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2.
If I could, like, y'all read the Bible, right? Y'all know the book of Proverbs, right? The book of Proverbs, everybody read the book of Proverbs, right? Y'all see them little prison Bibles, the little slave Bibles that they be passing out. You got the New Testament, but what else they got? They got the Psalms and the Proverbs in it, right? They got the so-called wisdom they want you to have, right? Well, let's read what Proverbs says about what this brother just said. Keep going.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
When the righteous are in authority.
When the righteous are in authority. So now we got to think about this. We're going to take this step by step. We're going to taste these words, okay? Who's in authority now? Think about it right now. Who's in authority now on the earth? Do you think they're righteous? Do you think they're wicked? That's your opinion right now. We're gonna read what the Bible says what should happen. Read.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
The what?
The people rejoice.
The people rejoice. What do we see on CNN when you turn on CNN right now? You got Kim Jong-un trying to, you know what I'm saying, run down on America. You got the China, you got Rasputin. What's the brother name? I said Rasputin, but Putin. Yeah, Putin. You got Putin. Rasputin, Putin, same thing. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Putin trying to run down on Ukraine. You got the Chinese trying to run down in Africa. You got all manner of people trying to run down in South America because of all of the resources in South America. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it don't seem like the world is rejoicing, man. In America right now, you got people thinking that if you buy a cheeseburger, it might not even be real meat in it. Like, ain't no rejoice. Like, what's to rejoice when people are trying to figure out how they gonna get food on their table? Where's the rejoice when people are trying to figure out, you know, am I gonna keep the lights on this El Nino winter season that's coming to Texas right now? Am I gonna be able to keep the light? Forget if I'm gonna have water in the house if in case the power goes out. Am I gonna keep the lights on while the power is still on? You understand me? The world is not rejoicing right now. The world is in pain right now.
Right.
You can see the earth in pain right now because of the El Nino season. It's been like they've been having record days of hot days in Houston. 100 after 100 after 100 after 100. I know for a fact because my wife goes out and takes the kids to school and she come back crying to me every day about it. You know, it's so hot outside. Golly, you got to put the sunbars. I ain't never used the sunbars in my entire life in Houston. Now I got to use that little the little shiny thing that you put in front of the windshield so that it don't burn your seat. The leather seats don't kill you when you walk. Like, I ain't never used that. Now this, like, I know a lot of us have said, man, these summers hitting different than the summers that we grew up. We used to be playing football outside all summer, high ball and what they call it, running kill them. What they call it, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We used to be playing high ball, all that sideline kill. We used to be playing that outside all day long. You understand me? Now we got to send the kids out and bring them back in. Like, the world is not rejoicing. The people are not rejoicing. So what does that say about the authority that we're dealing with in the earth today? They can't be righteous according to the Bible. But let's read what does the second part say?
But when the wicked beareth rule,
When the
wicked beareth rule.
So this means that these people that we about to talk about are the wicked. What's happening when the wicked are in rulership?
The people mourn.
The people mourn. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I know you're mourning. I know it for a fact because guess what? I'm mourning with you.
Real talk.
We trying to figure it out every day. We take it, and you know, the Lord's Prayer even says, "My daily bread," because we gotta just figure out how we gonna get fed today, man. We can't even think about what's going on because a lot of our people, you know what I'm saying, the mass majority of us, which encompasses our nation, don't even know if they're gonna have their lights on next month. They don't know. They doing it day for day, check for check. You know, that's what y'all like to say. I'm living check for check. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are. Some of us aren't. You feel me? But it's not a lot. You know, so we already a minority, and I ain't gonna say a minority on the earth, because we on the earth for sure. But a majority of us on the earth are going through pain in different nations, not only America, in Haiti, in the Dominican Republic, in Puerto Rico, in Mexico, in South America, in Europe, abroad, even in Africa. Those Israelites of the Bible are going through something. That's because we're not being ruled by righteous people. Now, when the righteous are in rulership, which is when we become in rulership, now that's where the brother brought in, you know, there's going to be a regime change. You understand? When that regime change happens, according to the Bible, if you believe in the Bible with your whole heart, you understand me? When there happens to be a regime change, then all of a sudden people are going to be happy.
Right.
Ain't that what everybody like trying to chase right now? Happiness? Like, we need to be in rulership. Right. Why? Because even as Black people, Hispanic people, Native American people, even all the things we go through, guess what? We still love our enemies. We see that every day. You understand me? We let so many people, different people, make it. We let them make it. You understand? Because we don't want to be seen some kind of way. Meanwhile, they treat us like dogs out here in the street. You understand me? You see the police do it every day. They treat us like animals. Like we can't, like we be respectful to the police, and they still kind of, you know what I'm saying, rub us the wrong way. Like, hold up, bro. Like, God dang, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even done nothing.
Authority.
You know, yeah. You know, I ain't even done nothing. You know, and they like to even make fun of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's something in their communities that they, you know what I'm saying, like to make a comedy, like didn't do nothings. That's what they call us. Didn't do nothing. Because we always saying we didn't do nothing. You understand me? But in actual facts, a majority of the time we ain't did nothing. We getting persecuted. Let's go back to the scripture, man. Let's get back to Deuteronomy. We can go in. Salaki. My bad. Salaki means sorry. Excuse me. That's in Hebrew. Salaki. Go ahead.
Verse 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. Verse 63.
Hold on. Wait. You said we had
62.
Bring 62 back.
Come. Mm-hmm. Verse 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven from multitude.
So that's why we dealing with, as a people, we've been counted as the minority. Meanwhile, if the righteous were in rulership, we would be the multitude. We would be the strongest people on the earth in number, even according to the scriptures. But now we're dealing with all kind of plagues or things that are punishments that are happening to us based off of us not following what the Most High God says to do. And it's dwindling our numbers, not only from the outside, but from the inside. Just like we read last week when it says the daughters shall eat the children out of their womb, which translates as the daughters are going to be killing their children, which translates as, where do you see in America right now daughters killing their children? In Planned Parenthood and stuff like that. They're killing their children. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You know what I'm saying? Or even at the daycares where they got the fentanyl under the floorboards. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and fentanyl is touching the rattles. And the babies are touching the rattle, and now they lethargic, according to the article. They're lethargic. Now we got to rush them to the hospital, and now We can't save one of them. You understand me? This was happening to us. We're dwindling. We would be like the stars in the sky, but now we're like not the stars in the sky. We dwindle down. You understand me? We become the minority. Keep going.
Verse because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. Verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good, and the multitude and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So, and it shall come to pass. Y'all know what that means. That means that this is prophetic. That's about what's about to be said is going to happen in the future. It's going to happen in the future. The Lord says that as he rejoiced over you to do good, like when you was doing good, everything was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only was it good for you, but he multiplies you.
Right.
When you're doing good.
Right.
You good. And like multiply doesn't mean just everybody having babies. Like everything, like just like Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14 says, you're gonna be blessed in everything you do. So you're gonna be multiplied everywhere, from the children to the prophet to the land to your everything you desire, pretty much.
Right.
You understand me? To make a short story. And then it says what? So the Lord will what? Will rejoice over you to do what to you?
Will rejoice over you to destroy you.
To what?
To destroy you.
To destroy you. So this means that the Lord, okay, so what y'all got to understand is the God of the Christian church is a fantasy genie God. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the God of the Christian church is like, okay, I pray, Lord, please. The God of the Christian church is the God that when you got a weed sack in your pocket and you say, Lord, please just don't let me go to jail today. Please don't let me go to jail today. That's the God you're playing to in the Christian church.
Like T.I., you can have whatever you like.
Yeah, you can have whatever you like Burger King. That's your God.
Have it your
You
way.
understand? Have it your way. You understand me? The God of the Christian church is you learning that if I pray and I come pay this money, then whatever I want is gonna happen to me. Whatever I think in my mind, that's the things that gonna happen, and the Lord's gonna be behind it. The Lord of the Bible says that follow what I say, and these good things are gonna happen to you. And if you don't follow what I say, then I'm going to stand against you.
Right.
I'm going to be your adversary. I'm going to destroy you.
Good night.
That's it's no different than, you know what I'm saying, what you say to your homeboys, you either with me or you against me.
Good night.
That's what God's telling you.
Right.
Like, again, this goes back to let us know that we are the people of the Bible, because you with me or you against me. That's what we as a community, we say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the Most High God said that in Deuteronomy 28 and 63. He said, when you with me, the good things gonna happen to you. We gonna rejoice together. When you against me, then I'm gonna set out to destroy you.
Good night.
Like, you my enemy now. Keep going.
Okay.
And bring you to what?
And bring you not.
And bring you to naught. What that mean? Anybody? No. What does it mean? Bring you to naught. What does that mean? Get a microphone. We need a microphone. You can. He said you can answer. Your question.
So like you, so it means bring you to nothing.
Put it in layman's terms. Make a person on the street understand what you're saying.
He gonna destroy you. He gonna kill you.
I got an even better way to say it. You about to say something? Take what you got. That's close too. Both of y'all are on there, but I'm trying to bring it all the way home, like on some. He gonna bust you down. He gonna bust you down to nothing. Like you out of there.
Right.
Like you out of there. Like I'm trying to. I'm like y'all feel me, right? Like that's what you feel when you saying what you saying, but you feel that. Like, wait a minute, I'm gonna break you down to where you ain't got nothing left.
Right. Like
when you think again, now think about it. Like a lot of people be like, man, I'm just going through the Lord's trials, man. I didn't hit rock bottom. Like you think rock bottom is because you doing like the Lord just putting me through tests. No, you in rock bottom because you ain't doing what the Lord tell you to do. He done told you that he gonna bust you down to rock bottom right now. He done told you in the scriptures.
Right.
And you trying to figure out why I'm here. All of us trying to figure out why we here. We're trying to understand. And the scriptures is telling us. And it's lining it up. It's like saying, like, okay, look, do this.
Right.
Like just don't eat pork chops, man.
Right.
Don't eat shrimp. Oh man, don't eat that shrimp gumbo, boy. That crawfish season, boy, it got Houston in a chokehold.
Real tough.
You understand me? The Most High God said, don't eat crawfish.
Right.
Just don't eat it, man. Now, he didn't tell you to don't eat crab. You know what they say got the crab. Jeremiah was talking about the other day. They say they call it or Jeremiah was saying it. What they call that thing in the crab where you ain't really supposed to eat it, but people still eat it. I know some of y'all know, huh? The dead, what they call it, dead, the dead leg, something.
The dead man.
Dead man. That's what they call it, dead man. It's almost like the liver. I guess like the colon. I don't know what it is. But I'm not no biologist or animalologist or zoologist. So I ain't none of that. All I know is they call it dead man, and people still eating it.
Right.
They putting seasoning on it and they eating it. The yellow stuff.
Jesus.
The Lord say don't eat it at all. Mind you. Now here come the parenting. Now we mature. Now you're mature. Let me tell you why I did this. The Lord says don't eat these things. These things are the things that's cleaning out the ocean. This is the reason why the ocean is dirty the way it's dirty now.
Right.
We would have imagine having clean blue water everywhere on the earth.
That's right.
Imagine that. By us not eating the things that clean the ocean.
Right.
They literally clean up. They literally eat the doo-doo out the ocean. They eat it.
Everything that makes it murky.
Everything that make it murky. Everything. Even the Mississippi. Y'all eating all the catfish out the Mississippi. The catfish supposed to be cleaning the Mississippi up.
Right. The muddy Mississippi.
Like, imagine the muddy Mississippi being clean. Imagine imagine us going to Galveston and seeing blue water, like in Greece. If we just follow what the Most High God told us to do. Imagine us not having high blood pressure and dying. Because we just didn't eat those things that are iodine poisoning. Diabetes, like the things that the Most High God told us not to eat. If we just didn't eat those things, and then now our health is a lot better. Like, what's going on? Like, it's strange. No, it ain't that strange. It's strange that we not doing what the Most High God tell us to do, but we say we love the Most High God. That's what's strange. Go ahead.
If I could, how you don't listen to the creator of everything? Right?
He's telling you why he created it, right?
And he told you, okay, I didn't make this for food. Don't eat it. And when we eat it, that's when we die. When we listen to our oppressor that says pork is the other white meat, and we eat it, right? And the Lord told us not to do it. Right. And then that's when we get diabetes and we find out why we're not supposed to eat it.
Can I go a little bit deeper with that?
Sir.
It's a lot of people who live the farm life. Y'all understand the pigs are the garbage disposal of the whole farm. They eat the garbage, like I'm talking about the garbage.
Right.
Like everything that's waste. They eat it. And what are we doing? We cutting those things like, not to mention, the Most High God made these pigs a certain way where they don't even have a way to get rid of all the toxins in their body. Ain't no way to get rid of all of them.
They got like a sewer line that runs through their foot. You know what I'm saying? For people who like to eat pig feet.
Oh my God. Pig feet. They say it's a sewer line. That's what he said. It's a sewer line. Like us as humans, we got sweat glands, you know what I'm saying? Well, we get rid of all of our toxins through, like, and a lot of animals do too. The animals that we are supposed to eat got all of these different glands that allow them to secrete the toxins out of their body. But the pig don't.
Right.
But in America, they serving you pig on every corner in the form of pork chops, in the form of chicharrones, bacon. Oh Lord,
the baconator.
Like two slices of bacon wasn't enough.
Right.
Wendy's, they want to give you 17 slices of bacon on one sandwich, and the Negro neighborhood is rejoicing.
And then 4 for 4, brother.
And we are dying.
Junior bacon.
We are a junior bacon cheese 4 for 4. 4 for 4.
And some nuggets and some fries.
Oh my God.
And you get the small frosty.
Look, they didn't made it good for you. They didn't add it. Okay, I'm gonna go give you some of this stuff that God hate. Then we're gonna throw a frosty on the top. You know what I'm saying, to make it to wash it down. Like, you're dying, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're dying because you're not following what the Most High God says. Man, let's get back to these scriptures because we ain't got much time.
Come. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So what we, the oppressor likes to say, man, they like to make fun of it, like, we was kings. We was kings. That's what they like to say. They say this funny thing. It's like, we was kings, because black people like to say, man, we used to be kings, you know what I'm saying, back in the gap, in the history that we don't know. Well, the Most High God said that we was going to get land in the Bible. And then he also said way earlier, before we got that land, he said that if you don't follow what I said, then you're going to get plucked off the land which you go as possessed.
Right.
So he already warned us that if we didn't do what he said, that you're going to get plucked off of this land that you know what I'm saying, so love.
Right.
But see, what happens in generations of people who aren't paying homage to what the Most High God says, who aren't making it important, you understand me, who are cherry picking here in this generation. Then we're going to cherry pick a little bit more in this generation. Then we're going to cherry pick a little bit more in the generation. Sooner or later, we're going to get to a generation that ain't following none of it.
Right.
And that's what we live in right now.
That's right. Totally cold for the ways of the Lord.
You understand? Keep going. Salaki.
Verse 64.
Oh, Salaki, and we don't got no land. And now we don't know where we come from.
But we working on the land.
Oh, we working. We working on land.
Building treasure seats.
we building all the other nations up.
Right.
On our backs.
Right.
On our blood, sweat, and tears.
On our stolen land.
On our stolen land. You got the Native Americans who had land, and guess what happened to them? They got plucked right off of it.
Jeez.
You got the Hispanics who had their land and they got plucked off of it, and now what they doing? They working for dimes.
Right. Pennies.
On the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar.
Cents a day.
They working for near to nothing.
If I could, sir, they work for less than the cost it'll cost for you to send to a little African kid, so you can feed them daily.
Good night.
On them little infomercials.
Them infomercials, you sending all your pennies to Africa. Meanwhile, these brothers and sisters is making sure that you got fresh oranges in your grocery store every week, and they getting paid pennies.
If I could, sir, they have to leave their children at detention centers at the border in order to travel to the fruit fields of Florida.
This is the Israelites the Bible speaks of. Then you got the blacks, the Negroes who got plucked off their land, and we ain't been right ever since.
Right.
And every time we try to get right, we trying to figure out what's going wrong. Well, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, Seneca Village. Did we follow the Most High God's laws? Did we do what the Most High God told us to do? No, we didn't. What's that place in Georgia? What lake? That lake in Georgia?
Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier. Did that town do? No, that town didn't do what the Most High God's laws say do. And guess what? They drowned the whole town, and they turned it into Lake Lanier. And now people are jet skiing over old houses.
Yeah, our press has a lake day.
Not
a beach day, a lake day.
Good night. This is what happened. We get plucked off the land. We got to run away. We got to get out of there. This is what happens for the land that we own. This is what I'm talking about. Like, so for everybody who say that, hey man, we're gonna get this money, we're gonna go buy some land. You better be doing what the Most High God say too. You better be doing what the Most High God say do. Or else you're gonna get plucked off that land just like all your forefathers have.
And if I could, what's so heavy is there's hundreds of thousands of acres here in America that are uninhabited. But our oppressor forces us into these major cities, right? So he can have McDonald's on every corner. right? So we could teach his spoiled children, and we can keep perpetuating, the prison to pipeline systems,
Prison, yeah.
pipeline to prison
School to
system.
prison pipeline.
We keep on perpetuating them because we're not teaching our children the proper history
Right.
in which they're supposed to learn.
That's right.
Right? We took out even skills and traits that they could take care and raise a family with. Right? Auto mechanic and wood shops, all these got taken out.
Right.
But they do put money to that football.
Right.
And that basketball.
Right.
And band and being entertainers. They do put money into that. So like it, sir.
Go ahead, get back to the scripture. Let's go ahead and finish it before, so we can close out.
Come, verse 64.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among our people.
So we're gonna be scattered among all people, meaning, you know what I'm saying, we got all these black neighborhoods all around, and we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We got Third Ward over here, Fifth Ward over here, we got Sunnyside over here, we got Southwest. Southwest is big, you know what I'm saying? But Southwest is a good example of it because we scattered all around Southwest, and there's no power in nobody in Southwest among the black Hispanic communities. Keep going.
From the one end of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
even unto the other.
Keep going.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
There shall what?
Serve other gods.
We shall serve other gods. Okay, what is these other gods requiring us to do? What does it say?
Which, keep reading.
Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
So our ancestors didn't know about these gods.
Right.
You understand me? That's important. But what are the identifying markers of these gods?
Even wood and stone.
Wood and what?
And stone.
What's something? Is there a religion or a god that people worship wood right now? You cut this out.
Con out of one, con, that's the cross. Out of one.
God dang, it's the cross. That's where everybody pray to the cross. They lay down on the cross. The cross, the cross, the cross, the cross.
Every Sunday, sir.
What about the God that sits his son down so that you can get your sins forgiven? What about that? What about let's pray for him? Let's pray to him.
Right.
Let's not rub the cross every time we feel like, you know what I'm saying, the police officer pull up behind us. Let's not rub nothing. Like why are we rubbing stuff? Why are we doing the Hail Marys and the counting the beads, and why are we doing all this stuff? When the Most High God just says honor him.
Right.
You understand me? And in Christ's name, because Christ is the mediator.
That's right.
He the one that came down and made sure that we can get it done. He the one that came down and made, like, what Christ is like, I'm explaining like this. As a space in the middle is a man-like space in the middle, and you can't jump over it.
Right.
You understand me? And we over here on this side and the Most High God on this side. And Christ laid his body down so we could walk across. He sacrificed his own body so we could walk across and reach the Most High God. Now, what sense does it make that we walk on this man's body and we go over here and we be like, oh, you said do what?
Real
Oh
talk.
man, I ain't doing that. Like, what sense does that make? How does that honor the man who you stepped on his back to get over there? How does that honor him? It don't honor him at all. That makes a mockery of him. That shames him. That means that his sacrifice was nothing. Was vanity. Keep going. Oh no, it said even in wood and what? What was the last one?
And stone.
That's what my Muslims out there who like to circle around the cobblestone and think that, like they call it what they call it? The
Jihad.
No, not the jihad. It's something else.
Mecca.
Huh? The cobblestone is what the stone is called, but what do they call the reason why they gotta go to it?
It's called a jihad.
Yes, that's what it's called. Not a jihad is something else.
Not a jihad.
Yeah, jihad is a religious war. You trying to think of the same thing I'm thinking about.
Okay.
It's called yeah, but they got a name for it though. Pilgrimage. It's called Sahad or something like that.
Khan, sir.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Me, my you doing your deen. That was
Right.
the Muslim like you on your deen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning you doing what Islam tell you to do. And
Right.
one of those factors is you got to at least once in your life go to Mecca and circle the cobblestone.
If I could, sir,
Uh-huh.
there's a difference between the NOI Muslim, a black Muslim, and the actual Muslims that, you know what I'm saying, that actually follow what Muhammad said and stole from actual Israelites.
Right.
So like,
yeah, you got the Islam, the I'm saying true, I'm gonna use air quotes, the true Muslim who likes to say, hey, we got to circle around in stone.
right.
Then you got the Negro Muslims, they be like, hey man, we're gonna use the Bible, we're gonna use this, we're gonna use that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody put everything together, you know what I'm saying? And let's wear these bow ties and sell bean pies.
While they sold dope,
Oh,
while they sold drugs to black people because they weren't Muslim.
ooh. Let's not talk about it. Even in Chicago, let's not talk about how they
Philly
was actually in Philly,
Detroit.
like they was in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Where it came from, where they was actually like putting hands on people. Like Abba Bivens, who created the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge by teaching the 7 heads the way that they should go.
right.
You understand me? Back in 1969.
Killed in Harlem.
Killed that brother.
68. So.
You feel me? Oh, it was 68, 69. You know what I'm saying? So the moral of the story is those gods of wood and those gods of stone, which your fathers or which your ancestors, they ain't know nothing about them. And again, we talking about in the Arab slave trade, that's when black people kind of learned about Islam.
Transatlantic.
And the transatlantic slave trade, where we learned about being a Muslim and being a Christian.
Just the Trans-Saharan.
Oh, trans-Saharan slave trade. Then you got the transatlantic slave trade, where they forced us to be Christian.
And that's
you understand me? And taught us the books of the Bible that they wanted to teach us, and made us learn the things that they want us to learn. And just like, you know, the Nat Turner story, y'all seen the Nat Turner movie where he started reading the Bible himself. He's like, well, hold up, wait a minute. Like, wait a minute. Y'all made me teach this Bible to people. Y'all told me to teach these certain things, but now I'm reading the Bible and I'm reading what it's saying, and this thing sounds a lot like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Like the Israelites, it sounded like it had a whole revolt behind it.
That's right.
Like that's the spirit that you get when you actually read the Bible. When you actually don't follow the wood and stone, when you actually follow the Most High God in the Bible.
That's right.
You get the spirit of, man, my people need to come together. My people need to get up out of this foolishness. My people need to stop selling drugs to one another. My people need to stop whoring themselves on the internet and the streets. My people need to stop doing all these different things that's killing us. That's the spirit that you get when you follow the Most High God. You understand me? Keep going.
Verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
We're not gonna find it's not, no matter where we go, we're not gonna find refuge in none of these nations. We got the brothers and sisters in Chicago that said, you know what we're gonna do? We call ourselves Israelites. We're gonna go over to Israel. We're gonna move over. You know, a lot of people like to say, man, y'all so-called Israelites, then why y'all don't just go back to Israel? Well, the brothers and sisters did it. And what happened to them? They had to serve their kids up to join the Israeli army,
right,
so that they can have the resources in the land.
Right.
You understand me? Instead of them going over there thinking that it's going to be pleasurable, they went over there and found out that they would not get no ease. You understand me? Them people, it's so many plagues happening to those people that they almost dwindled at this point.
Right.
You understand me? Even Liberia, they went to Liberia thinking that they was going to run away from the plagues of America, and they got the plagues of Africa.
With Marcus Garvey. Yeah.
You understand me? Like, you think you're gonna run to Europe and they're not gonna treat you like the N-word?
Tina Turner.
You're gonna run to Greece and they're not gonna look at you like the N-word?
Right.
You're gonna go to what's another place they like the happy place? What you got? Switzerland. You know, Switzerland, that's the neutral ground.
Right.
If y'all look up the festivities in Switzerland, in Switzerland, them the ones that's run around with blackface doing their festivals. They putting blackface on and painting their lips red, and they going around saying that we the saints. You know, and they making fun of you.
A minstrel show.
Like, yeah. In these nations, what you got?
They're neutral against everybody but Negro.
Ain't no neutrality against Negroes. Nowhere you go.
Right.
Unless you're a Negro with money.
Real
Then they're gonna get the money from you, and then when the money gone, then you're gonna find out that neutrality gone too.
Good night.
That's gonna be gone too. Keep going.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest,
Yeah.
but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart,
Mm-hmm.
and failing of eyes,
Mhm.
and sorrow of mind.
Hold on. So neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, meaning you ain't gonna not be tired. You're gonna have to work.
Right.
You're gonna have to work your whole life. You're gonna have to put in work. And they say, what? But the Lord shall what?
Salaki.
Give you a trembling, give thee what?
A trembling heart,
A trembling heart, and what?
and failing of eyes,
And what else?
and sorrow of mind.
That's the pain that the black community and Hispanic community are going through right now. That's what we feeling right now. That man, dog, that despair, like good night, like that depression, that generational depression that we pass down to our kids. Like it's like, God dang, like no matter what we do, like either we can't beat them, so we gotta join them. Like type of mind. But joining them, we don't get no rest out of that either. Like you gotta sell your soul. What you got?
You get a psychosis called survivor's remorse.
Survivor's remorse. Good night. What's survivor's remorse? Explain it to the people.
Survivor's remorse is LeBron James had wrote made a whole TV show on one of those, Netflix and all that old stuff about how when you're at a point of wealth, but you know that you left a terrible condition that you grew up in, right? And then somehow, some way, you get reminded of that. Somebody, a friend or somebody that comes back to you and runs across you, and you realize how terrible they are and how well off you are. You get a sense of, oh man, bro. You see what I'm saying?
You get a trembling heart, right?
That's right. So that's why our oppressor, he sends our people off, our movie stars, our Denzels, our Eddie Murphys. They move to LA and they live in that bubble. You understand? Where they only hang out amongst other rich and wealthy people, so they can forget about that survivor's remorse. So like
that feeling of eyes. That's when you that feeling of eyes is that look down. That
Right.
like damn. Right, bro. Like you can't even hold your head up high.
That's right.
Cause your eyes just like, dang, I don't even want to look like dang. Like, when you just so distraught, you just so depressed about the situation that's going on around you that you just gotta look down.
Right.
Like, good night, man. And just put your head down and what they call it a face palm.
Right.
You gotta look down. Like, and what does it say? And a sorrow of mind, meaning you can't even that's the depression.
Right.
The sorrow of mind. That's the depression. You ain't gonna run away from it. It's like depression is, and now that we've gonna come into a generation of having more information, now we getting to understand that this is something that's plaguing the black community right now, the Hispanic community right now. Like the mental, what they call it, the mental diseases in the community is like rampant. And like as black people, we always been taught to, man, just push through. But the depression that we've gone through right now has been foretold that this is what's going to happen to us.
That's right.
We looking for a pill that's going to save it, man. The pill is right here. This the pill.
That's right.
Right here. This the
Cure.
The cure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they like to say, the pharmaceutical company, all they do is serve treatments. Like this the cure. This gonna save us. Keep going.
Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Good night. That's depression for sure. Thy life should hang in doubt before thee. Like you just doubtful about life itself. Like that's why the suicide rate in the Native American community is the highest suicide rate of all communities in America. Because they live in doubt. They don't even know what they living for.
And shall none have assurance of thy life. So like, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
Keep going.
Verse 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would God even were even.
Would God what?
So like, would God it were even.
So in the morning you're gonna be saying, oh my God, I can't wait till it's nighttime. Don't we deal with that every day? I'm gonna tell you how we deal with it. I'm good. I'm gonna tell you how I'm dealing with it. I'm gonna explain that to you. That's when you go to work and you be like, man, I can't wait till I get off work. I cannot wait until it's nighttime. I work this day shift. I cannot wait till it's night because I can't deal with these people at this job. It's painful. It's sorrowful. Like I'm going through this. I'm getting pushed. I'm getting smashed and crushed at this job, at this place of work, and this is not even enough to pay the bills.
Right.
It's not even enough to get me out of the rut that I'm in. Keep going.
And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning.
So even when you go to sleep, like, good night, man. Like at nighttime, you like, shoot, you go outside, you hear gunfire at night, people dying in the streets. And now you like, man, I can't wait till it's morning time because people ain't killing each other in the streets. Like, so when it's morning time, you can't wait till it's nighttime so that you can be free. But then when nighttime comes, you ain't even free because you got to stay in the house.
Right.
And you wish it was morning. Now it's a perpetual cycle. Now you wishing it was nighttime, wishing it was morning, wishing it was nighttime, wishing it was morning, blah, 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 all the way on. Keep going.
For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear.
Keep going.
And for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
That's what I've just explained. The fear of your heart. You're gonna be in fear of the things that, like, I want it to be nighttime because I don't want to go through the pain of what happens in the day. But then when the night comes, now I want it to be day because the pain that comes at night of our people.
Clan members, that's when they roll out.
You know, like all kind of pain, both day and night. This ain't happening to everybody. Like the Chinese community ain't got to deal with that. You don't hear no news where, oh man, in Third Ward, it's a Chinese gang that's fighting another Chinese. You don't hear about that. You don't hear about, oh man, it was a Arab team that was killed by another Arab team because the Arab teams are in a war with each other on the southwest side. Like you don't hear about none of that in Houston.
It happening though, sir.
Yeah, I know it's happening. You don't hear about it.
The triads fight all the time.
Look, they a gang. Gangs fight. You don't hear about none of that. What you hear about is the wonder that happens that the Bible said would happen to a people. That's what you hear about. That wonder, that wonderful plague. You hear about us. That lets you know we those people. Keep going. The last one is the one that's gonna hit home. This is the actual super identifier for us as blacks for sure. But even the Hispanics and even some Native Americans. Keep going.
Verse 68.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Okay, so what you got to know is that the Lord never brought the Israelites back into Egypt with ships. So what does that mean? Egypt got to stand for something. What does the scripture say Egypt is? The scriptures describe Egypt as a land of bondage. Where is the land of bondage? The land of bondage is America, where we as a people have been in bondage for 400 years. You understand me? 500, even 600 for some of the brothers and sisters who was here in America and got taken back to Europe. You understand me?
Right.
Keep going.
Into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. Now they came into Egypt or the land of bondage with ships. You understand me? Not with cargo vans. Get the mail, Baba John. Not with cargo vans. Not with none of these different other ways of vacating people. It's with ships. Now, what people came to a land of bondage with ships? Go ahead. You can answer. Go get the microphone. Let's hear it. I want to hear you.
Israelites, so-called Blacks, Hispanic, Native Indian people.
Good night. There it is. With ships. You were brought into a land of bondage with ships. You were brought into America from the west coast of Africa with ships. You were brought into Europe from America. The Native Americans was brought into Europe with ships. Then these natives was also brought from the islands in Hispaniola, and they was brought from Puerto Rico and South America. They was brought into Europe. We was taken into lands of bondage or Egypt with ships throughout that transatlantic slavery. And transatlantic slavery didn't just go from west coast to America. It also went from America to Europe. It also went from South America to Europe, the Americas to Europe. Keep going.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Read by the way.
Salak.
Read that together.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So by the way whereof that I spake unto thee, that means the land that we gave you, the place where you was, you ain't gonna see that place no more again. You ain't gonna see that prosperity no more again. You're not gonna see those things that situation or that environment that the Lord created from you doing good things. You're not gonna see that again.
Right.
If you go against what the Most High God says. This is what's happening. This is history. We're reading right now. It's history, not only history of the Bible, but this is actual history. The history that we learn in American history class. Keep going.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
That should be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
Sold unto your enemies. Good night. Have any other people been sold unto their enemies like the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have been sold unto their enemies in the world? In the world. We talking about, to remind you, we're talking about Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, which involves a plethora of plagues that are happening to us particular people, which includes this, being sold unto your enemies. That is the slave trade. That's the Arab slave trade. That's the Negro slave trade in America. That's the Native American slave trade in America. The Native Americans tried to fight. They tried to fight. They tried it. They was getting sold too. You understand me? The Hispanics getting sold too. They went. They took them native colonies in these Hispanic countries and sent them right up to Europe and got sold unto their enemies, and they became the nurses and the handmaids of those European conquerors. That's the history. That's the history that they want to teach us in the school. That's the history that when we got hold of the internet and we got a hold of these documents that we found out that they was hiding from us. That's the history that aligns with the Bible. That lets you know that the Bible is a true and living book.
Right.
It shows you, it's proof. Keep going.
And you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So you're going to be sold like property. You understand me? That's what that means. Keep going.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall what?
Buy you.
Now, buy is Quaker English for redeem.
Right.
No man shall redeem you. Because we're talking about the King James Version Bible. So it was translated from Hebrew into Quaker English. You understand me? So buy, when you translate that word buy from the Hebrew, it means redeem. So no man shall redeem you. Have we been redeemed since we've been here? Have we been given our justice that we do since we've been here? We haven't. The moral of the story is do what the Most High God tells us to do, and maybe somebody will redeem us. Maybe we will get that divine redemption that we've been looking for. We got to start trying an alternative route than the route of just pray that it go away. The route of pay your tithes and hope that and have the faith of the mother seed. Like, we got to do a little bit more, man. The scriptures say faith without works is dead. It's time to work. It's time to put in some work for the Most High God. It's time to show the Most High God that not only do I have faith, but I'm going to show you and prove to you that I love you and I obey you just like a son would do for a father. Just like a daughter would do for a mother. I'm going to show you that I've been listening to you. How I'm going to show you? How do I show my parent that I've been listening to them? How do I show my parent that I honor them? The way you show your parent that you honor them is by doing what they say do. Any parent knows that, right? We all parents here. We know that. You know what I'm saying? I tell my son all the time, man, hey, do your book work when you get home. I buy him workbooks, second grade workbooks. Now he ahead of everybody in his class because he do what I say do. You understand me? That's the Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. You're gonna be blessed. You're gonna be blessed in the classroom. Because you do what your father say do. You do what your mother say do. But if you don't do what they say do, guess what happens? You get the pain of the punishment. You get the consequence of eating the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's the judgment. That's the pain. With that, man, we're gonna go ahead and close out, man. I'm gonna end that with I.M.A.D.I.M, which means to stand. We're gonna do check.
Shalom.
Shalom. We're going to end class by reciting the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew first and then in the English. I.M.A.D.I.M wa panya hakwadam sar. That means to turn and face the east. So the east is this way. So we're going to turn and face the east, and we're going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew first and then the English.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abba Noah. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Malakutka.
Taba'ah.
Ratazayaka.
Hayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Atalanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawatnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawatnawa. Wala'ah. Taba'ayanawa. Banasayawan. Abal. Awashaynawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Lakah. Amalakwa. Wahala. Watapara. La'awalumyu. Aman. In the English. Y'all can follow along with y'all. Y'all probably know this version. So we're going to do it in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power and the glory. Forever. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. We're going to face forward. Sisters, Yeshabim, that means to sit. Y'all can take a seat. We're going to salute the Torah. Y'all can sit down. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Good to see you. We're glad to see you.
We'll come back. Please do.
No sweat. I should have got me a picture. Good night.
Come on up.
Go ahead. Hold on, man. Give me a picture real quick. Hey, young man. Get a picture. Hold up. Y'all about to go. Come on.
How about you, Shabrak? Yeah.
Y'all about some y'all Shabrak, yeah.
How about Shimon Shabrak? Yeah.
Yahweh Shimon Shabrak. Yeah.
Yahweh Shimon Shabrak. Yeah.
YAHANNA, YAHUSHA.
YAHANNA.
Move your right foot. So, watch your foot. Okay. Watch your right foot. Yeah, slide your right foot. Watch. And then hand out. Touch. Bring your left foot. Twist up. Out.
Yahweh Hashem, YAHUSHA.
Because the Lord said, his angels rejoice if you walk in the floor.
Right.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're gonna do a
Like,
yeah. Go ahead. Do a courtesy salute to the men of Israel. Amayim Shabbat. Amayim Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahya Matah. Sar. Face the sisters. Sisters, we're gonna do salute you. Men of Israel. Amayim Shabbat. Amayim Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahya Matah. Dismissed.